Good evening. Tonight I have Drill Master Rotary Toolkit. I think I got this for about $7. Bought one of them for a very specific reason. I want to use them to sharpen a bandsaw blade. I think it's basically a toy. So I thought, could I buy it and just use it for that, take all the attachments and put with dremel and see what happens. But I thought I'd go over what's in here. The 10 snips aren't just for 10. So this is item 97626, but I'm betting that they've got multiple item numbers for this. And it's 80 pieces. So let's see how they count 80 pieces. Okay, here's one of the little packs they have. Comes taped up so it doesn't come open in shipping. Actually has a lot of stuff. Has a couple of drill bits, different sizes. It's got 2 separate cullets. And your normal assortment of diamond grinding bits, some polishing pads, little tiny drum sanders, and of course a shaft to mount grinding wheels on, which is what we're after. We've also got these pieces. These are grinding. Lots of variety here. Little brush, although I'm not sure what I'd use that for. Comes with a bunch of these grinding bits. I have a lot of stuff like this for my dremel, so I'll just add it to the mix. Unbelievably enough, I don't use those a whole lot. I'm not going to count their 80 pieces. We've got some grinding wheels. Now I could use these just to touch on that and sharpen that bandsaw blade. They go on the end of this. They don't last very long. They are useful, but I usually try to buy the bigger ones. So, looks kind of like a toy. Feels kind of like a toy. It's a plastic body. Feels very cheap. It comes with a collet in it. I find it odd what they have here. They must sell this in different countries or something. You've got an external power supply. Actually, it might be cheaper this way because these things are relatively cheap as is. They've got various tools like this at Harbor Freight that are wired and cordless. This is just the cheapest thing they had. So take off the collet cover. I want to be sure that this is the right collet, and it does appear to be the right collet. Take a look at the others and see, are they different size collets? Okay, this is the one that came in it. This is the other one that came with it. Very, very tiny. And here is a larger one. This one came with it. This one came in it. This is another one. So there are 3 different sizes. To me, this size that came in is the size I used on the other ones. So this is the one I want to use. I put the collet cover back on, and I'm holding this to stop the motor. So I put that in, tighten this up. There we go. Oh, it just reminds me of a little toy. 16,000 RPM. It says voltage 12 volts DC. So it uses that power supply to convert AC to 12 volt DC. And I'm sure that this was done for cost. I'm sure that 12 volt motor was cheaper than a AC motor. They give you this holder for all the attachments, so I'll just put these back down in there. I don't use these attachments very often. I have a ton of them because I've bought various packs over the years. I found something that will fit in that small collet. It's a very, very tiny drill bit. So I pretty much filled that up. And no, I'm not counting. The things that's a little harder to keep track of, I want to put in here like the collets. I want to give you 4 collets. I give you 2 of the bigger size. So I don't know if that is intentional or not. Oh, I'm almost just that tiny, tiny drill bit. Okay, I've had this and been using it for about 6 months, and you can see that it's got some surface rust on it. Now, my shop is not damp at all. I find that slightly odd. Okay, I had it on for about 6 months, and it actually was very sharp. And I went and cut this. This is the antenna poles I put up, and I needed a cap, so I went and cut a short piece off of it. Well, this fiberglass pole will dull a blade instantly. So first thing you got to do is find the seam, and I don't see the seam, believe it or not. This all has like warps in it. Well, that isn't a very scientific term, but I don't know what else to call it. Right there's that has to be the seam. So I'm going to take this, I'll put it on there, and that'll be my starting point. I kind of like that it has different size collets. More versatile, but I don't see me using this for a whole lot. Feels too much like a toy. I think if it does the job, that's okay, but this just feels very flimsy. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Got it sharpened. So for $7, I resharpened this. A new one cost about $12, so I gained $5. But I've got the tool, and I can sharpen other ones, or this one again even. So to me, that's a payoff. I can take a $7 tool and recreate $12 tool. So it's a good payoff. Probably the one negative that I found about this is now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to keep track of, and no easy way to do that. I've got to get a box of some type to put this in. Some type of holder, plastic holder, would have been nice, but then they might have charged an extra quarter. So I'm going to have to get something to put that in. So we use these Country Crock butter crocks. And when this one was empty, I saved it. So now I have a place to put all of this. And if I don't like the Country Crock decorations, I can spray paint it. I don't mind the decorations. Okay, best way to coil these up is to wrap them around your hand till you get close to the end, and then coil the end of the cable back around it. No cable ties to keep track of. There you go. Same thing with this one. Wrap it around my fingers. Use the last wrap to coil around it. This will keep it nice and neat till the next time I need to use it. So, nice fit for everything. Everything stays together. I recommend you read the manual and not cut a big hole in it. There are probably some safety warnings in here. If you don't know how to use one, most certainly read the manual or find somebody to show you how. And if you don't feel comfortable using one, most certainly don't. And if you use one and hurt yourself, you can go find a mirror to find who's to blame. So as you can see, it uses a 110 plug, converts it to 12. These adapters are cheap. I probably have a dozen of them. Normal plug to this. So I can see this being useful. In reality, it's probably going to do just about like a dremel, but I'm not sure I would use it as much as a dremel. It is small and it fits in your hand. And that's a plus and a minus. It's so lightweight and flimsy. I don't regret buying it. For $7 it's pretty good. They're normally about $9 or $10, but if you catch them on a good sale, you can catch them for $7. They might only have that maybe once a year. So overall, I'm going to give it a good review. It is most certainly worth $7. It isn't a tool that I want to use a whole lot, though. If I need something like this, I'm probably going to get out my Dremel or my Ryobi. But for $7, you get all these attachments. That's kind of worth it. The attachment kits are kind of expensive. And I also like that this one has 3 different colors. Variety is always good. Options are always good. Okay, so evaluating the toy. So if you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.